Hello and welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. My name is Leah. I'm the creator behind Thrifty Day. Today's episode is going to be a fun one, a very detailed, super easy, beginner-friendly, 100% no-sew junk journal or junk planner, and I'm going to use this Grabie book. I'm a longtime fan of Grabie, so when they offered to send me this Halloween book along with some Christmas goodies, if you're on my Patreon, you've already seen it, I was so excited and I thought, you know what I want to do? People have been asking for an updated no-sew junk journal or junk planner video, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. Because look at these images, even though I'm a little off center in the frame, how do you like that? You think you're doing everything right. Anyway, well, you get the gist of it. You can see it and you're going to see it a lot throughout this video because I'm going to only use these items to decorate the junk journal. I am going to show you exactly what other supplies you're going to need. It's all very simple, very accessible supplies you can get at any craft store. But look at these amazing images. They're large images, smaller images, die cuts, large stickers, small stickers, big images, so many things. I don't even know, washi tape, like stickers. I didn't even know where to begin because, to be quite honest, before I did this flip through, I hadn't really closely looked in the book. I sort of flipped through it and I was like, oh my gosh, the colors, the content, I love it. I'm definitely making a junk journal. And then now as I'm flipping through, this Grabie book is amazing. If you haven't already purchased it, head over to their website. I'm going to link all of the information down below. Those bows, the cupcakes, I don't know. I was immediately obsessed, and a little birdie told me there's also a Christmas one. Is that true? Does anybody know? Somebody fill me in. I'm just showing you here how they have like large die cuts, small die cuts. The content is fantastic and the colors are beautiful. So we are going to make a junk journal or a junk planner. We are going to be using a composition book. Junk planners have caught a fire over on TikTok. I feel like every junk journal creator is showing their junk planners. It just makes my little junk planner heart so happy. And so I thought it would be fun to do a new video here and show you how you can use all of these amazing items to make one of your own. So sound off in the comments if you already have a junk planner or if you want to use this as your junk journal. I think it's an excellent beginner junk journal. A composition book that's upcycled. It will grow to be very bulky. It's got a perfect space. If you don't want to keep it, it's okay. You didn't end up, paying too much to create it. It's very fun. And again, 100% no-sew. So let's get into it, folks. Besides the fabulous Grabie book or whatever other images you want to use, you will need a composition book. To do a super simple cover like I'm doing today, you can get one at Target. And as you can see, the little sticker just removes. You just have to carefully peel it off, and that will serve as the background for our junk journal. So now that you have your composition book, let me show you what other supplies you're going to need to complete this tutorial. First, you are going to need scissors or a paper cutter. You are also going to need glue. I am going to be using a few different glues, but I have fabric tack. You're also going to need some duct tape, a glue stick, some trim. This is optional. I don't even end up using this trim. I pick a different one, but that's okay. You will need a trim if you like this one. I got it at Michael's. You will also need some washi tape. I'm going to use 3 different prints. You do not have to do that. That's not necessary. You'll also need some clear Scotch tape, clear transparent Scotch tape. I get mine on Amazon. So since I am using all of the images to decorate this junk journal or junk planner from the Grabie book, I am going to go through and pick stickers. That's the first thing we are going to start with. So let's break in that spine, make it easy. What I didn't realize is that it already has easy tear, like perforated pages. So that was also a win-win. You can just tear out whatever pages you want to use. I picked just several different images that directly spoke to me. And I'm just going to tear them right out. That cat, I knew I had to use the cat. The great part about this book is there are so many different sizes and shapes and content. Like there's ghosts, there's cats, there's jack-o'-lanterns, there's vintage, there's kind of spooky. There's just all sorts of really great things. I don't end up using the really small stickers this time around because I really loved the larger ones. And I pulled out more than I would need, just so I would have, the ability to decorate as I go and not feel like I didn't have enough. So I'm going to sort of give my stickers a once over, and I'm going to start with the one I love the most, which is the black cat around the kind of spooky flowers. I'm going to put it onto the cover, just sort of offset, and then I'm going to pick another sticker that sort of is a contrast to it. So I went with this oval floral sticker. I guess it's not super contrast, just the shape is a contrast. I really wanted to use these ghosts, but then I realized that they're transparent. As I start to pull it off, they're like super transparent. So it would be really cool over like a book page or another image, but probably not great for the cover. So I shift plans, I pivot, and I decide to go with a different like jack-o'-lantern sticker, a square this time, just to keep it interesting. And I'm deliberately putting these on the cover in a sort of offset pattern because I want them to sort of almost look like patches. Like I'm just sort of throwing them onto the cover in a haphazard way. And I'm really mixing it up with content and shapes. So now I'm going to add some to the back, the same sort of thing. I want it to look random and to look like I just scattered these images over the cover. You can use any stickers to do this. So if you wanted a journal that is not a Halloween theme, so you don't want to use your Grabie book, or if you don't have the Grabie book, then you can use whatever stickers you have to do the same method. And this composition book actually comes in a multitude of colors at Target. So I chose the black one because that's sort of the most Halloween vibe, but they also have a red one. So if you were looking to do this for Christmas, you can do that too. This is a very simple and inexpensive way to dive into junk journaling. If you are new to junk journaling and you've been on the fence because maybe you've been sort of influenced by seeing things on TikTok or here on YouTube, this is a great way to start. This is a great way to get your feet wet. It's a very fun process to create a journal or a junk planner like this. By the way, if you don't know what a junk planner is and you wanted more information on that, I do have a junk planner playlist where I sort of detail it out a little further. I suggest watching those videos. I chose the checker duct tape because I feel like it's just so adorable. And I wanted to add trim, and so I chose those pumpkins. But before we add the duct tape to our spine, which is mostly decorative, although I do think it keeps your spine, it gives it a little like bit of a sturdy feel, which is good too. Before we do that, we're actually going to add pages into the composition book for decorative purposes. And I know what you're thinking. If we are not sewing, how are we adding these colorful pages into our junk journal or to our junk planner? Well, let me pick the pages first. I was a little stingy because there was a few of these I wanted to save for my personal junk journal. One of those kitty images, I was like, nope, that's not going anywhere. I'm keeping it. I do love this pumpkin though. So I'm going to grab 4 large images and we are going to add them into this journal. It's very simple. Hang with me. Trust the process. We have our very clear, transparent Scotch tape. That's going to be our best friend and our next step. I mean, these pages are amazing. Oh, look at that little red devil. Okay, I had to use the cat. It's so cute. That Halloween cat, though, that vintage one, that one's mine. Okay, so we're going with the cat with the skull because it's my favorite. So this is how we are going to add pages without sewing. We are going to get our clear, transparent Scotch tape. Do you see that? It's not frosted. It is clear, 100% transparent Scotch tape. Do you see that? Or do you not see it because it's clear? Yes. So put half of that tape on the image and half of the tape off of the image. Once you have it all the way, the full length of that image, we are then going to take it over to our junk journal and we are going to put the other half that is not on the image onto the junk journal cover or page. And now we have created a simple tip-in. And because that clear tape is transparent, you honestly are not going to be able to tell that this page was added in. Now, if you look really close, of course you can, but once you start creating and start filling this journal out, you really aren't going to be able to tell. So we have tape on one side. Now we're going to put it on the other to make sure that it is nice and secure because we don't want this page to go anywhere because you can ultimately journal on it too. So raise your hand if you're hanging with me. Raise your hand if you understand. Let me know in the comments. Are we still together? Are we still on pace? I want to make sure that this is clear. Don't worry, I'm going to add each one of the other pages here on camera too. I want to show every step so that it's nice and simple. I'm going to go about 1/4 of the way into the pages. If you want to be real specific, you could even count them out, because ultimately we are going to be gluing 2 pages together to create a good sturdy page. Now, I'm okay with my pages not being exact. If I have an extra one, I'll just glue 3 together. I'm willy-nilly. I'm fast and loose with glue. It's okay. If that's going to bother you, I do suggest making sure you count those pages before you go in about 1/4 of the way in. Count them, make sure you have them in pairs, and then add your page. If you're like me, whatever, we're fine. We'll just glue another one, or we'll rip it out. We'll make it work. We're going to roll with it. But tape on one side, tape on the other. If it gets a little wrinkled, it's okay. It's just your junk journal. These are just junk journals. It's okay. See how that looks? It's adorable. Now we are going to work our way to about 3/4 into these pages. Again, if you're somebody who likes things to look very perfect and aesthetic, that's fine. Just make sure you count those pages in 2s, keep them in pairs, because we will be gluing them together. I'm going to add this tree. I chose this tree because it reminds me of the trees in Babes in Toyland, the talking trees, and they look scary, but actually they're really nice. Who remembers that? Raise your hand if you love Babes in Toyland. And by the way, you can add as many pages as you want. I chose to add 4 into this junk journal or junk planner. You could add as many as you want. This is your junk journal. No one has to boss you around. This is no rules junk journal. No rules, no sew. It's no everything. So now what we are going to do is add that 4th page into the very last bit, the cover of our junk journal or junk planner. And you're just going to put that tape half on one side of that image, half off, and then the half that is not on the image, you are going to stick into the composition book. And then you're going to flip that page and do the exact same thing on the other side. Woo, we did it. Okay, we're so close to being done, guys. It's really that simple. If you are enjoying this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That does so much to help my channel. I truly appreciate it. If you would leave a comment, that would mean so much to me as well. I would appreciate you. If you are a new subscriber, hello, welcome, introduce yourself, say hi. Let me know if you have a junk journal. Let me know if you have a junk planner. Let me know if you are making this junk journal. I would love to hear that. And if you are a returning friend, a returning subscriber, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate your presence, and I'm grateful that you came back. And now, because this Grabie book is just chock full of top tier images, I am going to punch out a few of these like die cut images, and I'm going to glue them on the inside covers. I know sometimes I put pockets, sometimes I put nothing. I think on my current junk planner, I actually have like a chart. I talk about like my health and wellness chart. But this time what we are going to do is punch out some of these die cuts. I want you to see how fantastic they are. I'm obsessed with this bat. I was very close to keeping it. This is amazing though. So I'm going to put this bat right onto the inside cover, and the pumpkin too. Why not? We're just going to use everything that we have. The Grabie gods have blessed us with an enormous amount of fabulous die cuts and stickers and images, and we're going to use as many as we can because we love Halloween. We're here for this moment. So pick whatever you want. You can actually put whatever you want on the inside of these covers. Again, if you're looking for ideas, be sure to check out my junk planner playlist. You can see what I've done in the past. I think I've been making junk planners for about 1.5 years now, so I have a fair amount that you can flip through. If you're on my Patreon, I usually make all of my junk planners live on Patreon. So if you really wanted to do a deep dive into junk planners, you can head over to Patreon. Those are available to the $5 tier and up. I have over 200 lives banked and saved over there. So if you wanted to go on a big Thrifty Day junk planner binge, it would only cost you $5. So I am going to use my glue stick to add these images right to the inside cover, and I love them. Now this bat's a little bit big. He's fabulous. He's a statement piece. So I'm going to let him hang off a little bit, and I'll trim him. And then I'm going to put the pumpkin right up, right just the way he was in the book. I thought that placement was pretty fantastic. I mean, these images, you could even add stickers down there below. too. So the bat is a little bit big, so we're just going to trim him right off. And I am loving the way this looks. Now we have to add the Grim Reaper. He is fabulous. I think I'm just going to put him right on the back cover. Oh, he's so cute. I kind of wish I had saved him for my journal now that I'm watching this back and doing the voiceover. Que sera, sera. He's already been glued on. He looks fabulous though. And you know what I love about these die cuts is that the back usually has a color on there. It's not just white, which is really cool because what we're going to do at the end is have a lot of them sticking out of the top of our journal just for a little bit of willy-nilly Halloween fun. And it looks so great because even when you flip the journal around, it's not just like white space on the back. It still has color. You could even write on them. It's like a mama bat and a baby bat. How cute is that? I love it. Look at how fantastic this looks. I think it's great. Let me know if you have a Halloween junk journal or junk planner. I would love to hear. I would love to know. We're getting to the point where we need to start gluing our pages. And I know this is a part that really sometimes can stop people dead in their tracks. Like they get a little worried. Like they're not going to have the right amount of pages. Their glue is getting wrinkled. There's a lot of different things I've heard that I've tried to help people with. And a couple things. I'll tell you a couple tricks. I always use Tombow Mono. You can use any glue stick. Usually if you're getting big wrinkles, it's because you're probably using too much glue stick. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm not somebody who cares about wrinkles because I end up putting so much on these pages as I create that you can't even actually see them by the time I'm done with this junk journal or junk planner. So, but if it's something that bothers you, just try to use less glue and then use something to sort of evenly spread your page over it, like a bone folder or a ruler. Some feedback I've received on previous tabletop junk planner videos has been that people want to see more of me gluing the pages together. And I think I've probably edited that in the past thinking like, who's going to want to watch that? But I think people are interested because you kind of want to see how much glue I'm using and how exactly I do it. So I did want to make it a point to show you, you know, a good amount of these pages get glued together. And I actually think you're even going to see that I have an extra page. Now, I could have just torn it out. It would have been fine. But what I end up doing is just gluing three pages together. See, I have that extra page. Oops. So as you can see here, I'm just going to glue it to the other two. It's fine. It's just a junk journal. And by the time we have all the washi tape down the side, you're not even going to be able to tell. So as you can see, I just glue the pages together. You do need to do the entire composition book. I'm just going to do this small part because now I want to show you how I put my washi tape on the sides and then a real simple trick to cut those tails off. So let me show you. I'm going to use 3 patterns. You're going to put the washi tape half on one side of the pages, and then you're going to flip the page and fold it over onto the other side. And once I flip that washi tape over, I actually usually use a bone folder to go over it to make sure that it's nice and adhered to the page. If you're using a good quality washi tape, that washi tape is going to stick really well. So I would try to get washi tape with a decent amount of stick. The last thing you're going to want to do is use your glue stick on every single page of this composition book because your washi tape isn't sticking well. I think I got these 3 washi tape from Michaels, and I have to say they're very sticky, they're good quality. They were pricey, but I do love them. I think they're really pretty, and I think they really match the overall vibe that I was going for with this junk journal. I am actually just going to do 3 pages here because this part, no lies, it's going to take you a while. Adding the washi tape, it just does. It just takes a minute. But if you ask anybody who has ever made one of these style of junk journals or junk planners, by the time you have all your washi down, it looks so good that it's totally worth it. So just trust the process. It will take you a minute. And that's why I'm doing it in real time and showing you. And I am going to show you that little trick in a minute that will help cut those little, because as you can see, there's a tiny bit of washi tape on the top left over and a tiny bit on the bottom. That is going to be the case for every single page. You might be watching this going, oh my God, that's going to take so long. it does at first. You'll start getting really fast. I think I have it down to a science now. It does take a while. But once you see the full journal, which I'll show you in a moment, done, it looks so good and your pages are nice and strong. They're perfect to create on. It's worth it. Again, trust the process. Okay, so now that we have our washi tape down, I'm using my bone folder to make sure it's adhered. I'm going to show you that trick. Grab a few pages. It doesn't even need to be 3. You can do 6, 7, 8. Hold them nice and tight. Make sure they're nice and even right at the bottom. All those tails are together and all in one snip, cut them off. And you're done. Now, if you want to round those corners, do the same to the top, by the way. If you want to round those corners, it's on you. But again, I have found that once you create on all of these pages, you are not going to notice that they are not all rounded. Trust me. So once you complete the gluing process and the washi tape process with all of the pages in your junk planner, you are just about done. Like the actual structure of the junk journal is done. Let me give you a finished look. See how pretty all those pages look? I love it. I love a composition book, junk journal, or junk planner. It's just so beautiful. So now what we are going to do is move on to the spine. Like I said, we want to make sure it's nice and strong, so we are going to add duct tape. You are going to add half of the duct tape to the front cover, and then you're going to fold it over and put the rest on the back. And I'm going to tell you another little trick that took me over a year to learn. Get these are scissors that are like non-stick. I think they're like Teflon. I mean, game changer. Game changer, because duct tape is sticky, folks. So you can get them on Amazon or at any craft store. But grab those scissors. They're not that expensive. You won't regret it. So half of that duct tape goes on the front and half goes on the back. You fold it over. Once you have done that, I often will use my bone folder to make sure that that duct tape is nice and secure on the spine. Once we have done that, we are then going to trim those tape tails off. What you saw me doing was saying don't pinch them together. It's so much easier to cut them when the duct tape is not pinched together. So just try to be careful. You're going to use the tops of your junk journal as like a template, and you're just going to run your scissors along the top of the composition book to trim that duct tape. You're going to do the top and you're going to do the bottom. And folks, we're so close to being done. Hang in there with me while you watch me cut. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I usually answer comments, especially on tutorials, as often as I can, because if you have a question and you are making the tutorial, I do my best to get right back to you. So feel free to leave that question right down there. I was going to use the pumpkin trim, but then I remembered I had stars, and I just thought that would look so cute. So let me show you how to add stars or whatever trim you have to your junk journal or junk planner. This is an optional step. You do not have to add trim. It is not necessary to the structure of your junk journal or junk planner. This step is 100% just for looks. So don't feel pressured to do it if you don't have trim or fabric tack, because that is what I recommend using. I also recommend protecting the pages on the inside by adding some sort of paper. I'm using this wax paper, by adding that to both inside covers. And then you are going to put a hardy strip of fabric tack right down the side of that duct tape. And then you are going to put the trim right on top. Don't squish it down. You don't want your fabric tack to squish out all around your trim. Take your time, pat it on there. And once it starts becoming a little more tacky and a little more adhered, you can start pressing a little more firmly after that. But don't start squishing it down right away. You don't need fabric tack to get everywhere. Once that side is somewhat tacky to the touch and dry enough, then you can move on to the back. And you just do the exact same thing. You put a strip of fabric tack down, follow the indent of that duct tape, and then you put your trim right over it. And you can use whatever you want. Usually I use rickrack even. I love rickrack on a junk journal or junk planner. And remember, don't squish it down. So I would give your trim a minute to dry. Don't try to start opening and closing your covers right away. I would give it some time, a good 10 or 15 minutes. Once you've given it a little bit of time to rest, then you can remove those protective coverings and trim the trim. You just want it to be flush with the front and back cover for a nice, complete, clean look. And pretty much our junk planner or our junk journal is done. The next step is just going to be for fun because this Grabie book is so adorable and has so many fantastic images. I thought it would be fun to bring this junk journal to life by adding some cute images poking out of the top of the junk journal. I love doing that. Usually it's more of like a organic sort of situation for me. As I journal and as I create, I will add things to stick all out of my journal everywhere. But since these images are fabulous, I decided to grab a few of my favorites. And I'm also going to use the sticker washi tape style strips. And we are going to use those to just tape those onto the pages. That way they're removable or they can stay there permanently. You can just journal over them. I've done that in the past too. But this is a really fun way to just add a little bit of character, a little bit of whimsy to your junk journal. And again, you don't have to use the Grabie book to do this. You can use any images you have. You can use stickers. You can use playing cards. You can use any sort of image you have. You could even print something that you love off the internet, cut it out, sort of fussy cut it out, and stick it in there as well. The opportunity to be creative for this is just endless. Again, with that cat, it's so cute. I had to use it again. So I picked a few of my favorites. Let me find those stickers. I think that's what I'm looking for at this point. Oh, and I know what else. I was looking for the stickers. And then I remembered that these cupcakes were in here. And they're so cute. Little Halloween cupcakes. Are you serious? So I end up picking one of those too. I just had to. Oh, it's so cute. The green frosting. Give me a break. Adorable. And you can't have a cupcake without adding some sort of creepy candy embellishment. They even have little slits in the cupcake so you can add those cute little toppers. So I pick one that I think the colors are great and I go with it. Oh, they're so cute. There's so many to choose from. I couldn't decide between the spider and the like little candy apple. I ended up going with the candy apple. So as you can see, it just sort of fits right into that little opening. I do add a tiny bit of glue. I think I use my tape runner actually to make sure it stays because I don't want anything falling out once I put it in. Now this is me looking for those washi tape sticker strips because that's what I'm going to use to put these into our junk journal or junk planner. There they are. Aren't they cute? Oh my goodness. So probably what I should have done was just, kind of cut them out as I went, but instead I took one whole strip and I started cutting it into pieces. It's fine, we're fine. Remember, what did we say at the beginning? These are just junk journals. It's okay, it doesn't need to be that serious. I did glue on that little candy apple situation. These are so pretty. I could use this entire sticker strip situation as a page. It's so beautiful. So I do end up just peeling them off and using this sort of like traditional tape, not so much like a border. So I just make little pieces so that they're ready to go as I find the right pages to put these little decorative pieces that we're about to add on. And I told you guys, this is like the easiest tutorial ever. I hope you agree. If you do, let me know in the comments below. Also, might I add, I'm very excited to use all of these stickers and die cuts and pages in my own personal junk journal. I do live journaling every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for Journal Talk Tuesday Live. That's here on YouTube. You will definitely see this book make an appearance because I'm loving these images. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to see you there. And now let's start adding these images. I'm just going to sort of haphazardly throw them into the journal. I do want them to be partially sticking out because my whole sort of thought process is I want to bring this journal to life, add a little bit of character. Oh my gosh, the cat. So I do start with the biggest image first, which is the cat. I'm going to use, oh, look at that other cat. I can't, you guys. This is so sweet. And this truly is the fun part of the tutorial because we're just adding things in for fun. This is for fun. I've gotten that question before on some of my junk journal videos. Like, what's the point of this? Why are you bothering doing this? There is no point. That's why it's called a hobby. It's just for fun. We're here. This is just fun. It's for fun. The world is a interesting place right now. It's very difficult for many. So sometimes it's okay to just take a moment and have fun, experience some joy in creating and crafting with paper pieces, just gluing little bits of paper onto a journal. It's just for fun. And I think that that being the reason is enough. I think that just having fun is a great reason to have a hobby like junk journaling. I hope you agree with me. I had to add that flower. It's so cute. I do like to add big pieces all the way down to smaller pieces. I just think that it's very interesting. I love the way it came out, you guys. I am so happy with how this looks. Did you think this tutorial was done? Well, we're not. I mean, you could be done. Again, this is strictly for looks. I am going to show you how to add a very simple no-sew trim. So grab your lace, grab your stapler, get a piece of lace and put it at the top of your junk journal. You're going to add a staple right to the top. Again, like I said, this is a very simple, basic technique. And I know you might be thinking, a stapler, lace, pages, what are you doing? Use a sewing machine. Yes, that would be beautiful. And I've seen many creators that do. But for me, in my process, something I have learned is if I keep it as sort of basic and simple as possible, it's something I will want to continue to do day after day, month after month, year after year. I find when I try to complicate my process too much, it's not something I want to continue to do because I sort of dread something that's going to be more difficult for me. So if I have a stapler and I staple that lace to the fabric or to the paper and it's super simple and I'm done in seconds, that's something I'm always going to want to continue to do. So let me show you again. It's very simple. You just get your lace, you put it right at the top, you put a staple in the top. Once you have the first piece stapled down, then you are going to fold the lace up about a 1/2 inch on itself and staple it again. You're going to repeat that process all the way down the length of the page. I add this sort of trim to every journal I create, whether it's my personal journal. I add it to a lot of the journals that I send out to my Patreon members. It's a very fun technique, and the great part about this is it's very easily removable. Just get a staple remover, take those staples out, and you have minimal damage on that page if you don't want that lace on there. I love that this is a tutorial within a tutorial within a tutorial. What a time to be alive. So let me know what you think. I love the way this junk journal or junk planner came out. I think it's perfect for the Halloween season. It's so fun. It's so vibrant. It's so unique. I also just want to take a quick moment to once again thank Grabie for sending me this Halloween book. It is beautiful. I love it. 5 stars. I absolutely think it is stunning. So thank you so much for inspiring creativity. I hope you all love this tutorial. I hope that you found the tutorial easy to follow. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Let me know if you love this Grabie book as much as I do. If you're looking for additional content, tutorials, lives, and digitals, be sure to head over to my Patreon. There's also a free tier to join. We'd love to have you. And I know we've been talking about Halloween, but don't forget, the big annual holiday card exchange is coming to my Patreon. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be quite the extravaganza. So thank you so much for following along. I hope you love this tutorial, and I'll chat with you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.